Welcome to the 131st episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Welcome returning viewers. And for those of you watching us for the first time, we're so glad you could join us. It seems like we haven't been here for a while, but we are back and we are raring to go. We've been up to lots of crafts and Colleen's been up to a lot of knitting. And but before we talk about all the things that we've been up to, Colleen will talk about what we're wearing.
Okay, so first of all, May is wearing her famous Anguli cowl by Hilary Smith Callis. Now you can do it with lots of stripes, or you can take self-striping kind of yarn, which is what we've used. It's Songbird yarn and fibers. It's a sock base, and this is the Blue Jay.
And we like the Songbird yarn, and we get that
in Stratford.
In Stratford, we had a trip on our last podcast that we went to Stratford, and this isn't when you picked that up, though. You
no, I picked that up at the Fergus Festival.
Yeah. So anyway, it's nice. We love that yarn. So
exactly. So that's what May is wearing, and I thought I would wear something cottony because I thought it wouldn't be too warm, but I think it's a little warm. But we'll see how long it lasts. So I am wearing the Dragon Belly Shawl, and that's by Johanna Lindahl. And I purchased one of the Sheepy's Whirl, and it's huge. It has 1,000 meters, and it is cotton, and it is lovely. And I was able to make this, and I think I made another one for you. So anyway,
yeah, I was going to ask you how much you were able to make with all that yarn.
I know. So. I think I might have been able to make 2 of those.
Right.
They're not the same. I did the crochet part because I wanted to be open, and this, and have to for tassels.
I love the colors. It's cute. You did a good job on the tassels.
Thank you.
Is there a editorial on how to do that, or?
There are many tutorials, but I need to do tutorial on that.
Yeah, because those turned out great.
That's right. So I'll have to figure out when the next time I'm going to do a tutorial.
Yeah, we'll put that into our schedule.
That's right. We have quite a schedule some days. So that's what I'm wearing, and next we're going to talk about finished objects. My first 2 finished objects are Chunky Cabled Hat, and that's by Destiny Meyer. And what I used, I've got 2 done, and one is Charisma, and that is by Loops and Thread. Now that's the one that has 109 yards per 100 grams. And then the other one is the Charisma Tweed, and that has 93 yards per 100 grams. So here is the one that is the plain, which is the Charisma.
I like that.
It's really soft yarn. There's lots of acrylics that aren't so soft, but this is really soft.
You took the word out of my mouth. I was just going to say so soft, and you said soft.
There you go. Oh, we're psychic. We must be psychic. So I love this hat. Now I had to do a little bit of juggling. The pattern's a great pattern, but I just didn't like the rib. I needed to have it come in a little bit. So I just reduced the number of stitches in the rib, and then when I did the increases for the cables, because the cables suck it in anyway. So
yeah, and again, really nice pom-pom. You're like the pom-pom queen and the tassel queen.
The nice thing is on the basic pom-pom beanie by Destiny Meyer, she actually has a video link on how to make pom-poms, and it has changed my world in pom-poms.
Really?
Exactly, it is.
Now, I knew you had put the button on here because I could tell by when I did that it was solid.
Yep.
And then when I put my hand in there, sure enough, there's the button.
That's
and
right.
you even color coordinated that button.
I did. Well, sometimes you just want to make
You're
sure.
such a perfectionist, which makes your work nice.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
That's very nice.
So that's the first one, and then the second one is the tweed. And I like the tweed as well.
The tweed will go with anything you have.
That's
like,
right.
You know, brown, black, green.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just about.
I find in the closet all my coats are like winter, spring. They're all like navy or black.
Exactly.
Like I don't really change it up too much. I think I have one raincoat that's red, and that kind of sticks out in the closet.
That's a good way to do it, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's my first 2. My next 2 finished objects are the Christine Button Cowl by Cozy Up Designs.
And by the way, this is one of our best sellers, and somebody had said that that this was a good seller, and so Colleen decided to knit some.
That's right.
And sure enough, they're now our best sellers.
That's right. And once again, so this one is done in the Charisma. So that's that one. And then the second one is done in the Charisma Tweed.
Now, if you knit, these are great gifts for Christmas.
They are. They are lovely, and it's nice and it's easy to do. If you haven't done cables, these cables are nice. Okay, they're really nice to work with.
So it's a good beginner
It's
type?
a good beginner one.
Nice.
Yeah, it is. It's a great pattern.
I love them. They're so nice, and I love wearing mine. It's great.
All right. So
And those buttons on there are non-functional. They're
that's right. No buttonholes, which is helpful. And then you just stitch them on. And there we go.
very nice. I love those. I love them. Can't wait to start selling
There's a
them.
whole pile of stuff.
But we've got a few months to sell things.
That's
now,
true. That's true. I'm just getting to the point that it's warm enough that I'm not sure I can work with the chunky wool. But if I'm in the basement and it's air conditioned, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay, my next two finished objects. Oh my goodness, here we go again. Once again, Charisma tweed, and that is the ribbed headband with a twist.
Now we're not sure how these sell because we
That's
haven't
right.
sold any last year. Like we didn't have any to sell last year. You
That's
just started
right.
making these, so that'll be interesting this year. You don't want to make too many
No,
because if they
that's
don't
right.
sell, then we've got headband overload.
Exactly. It's okay.
We'll be
Good
giving
gifts.
you gifts all over the place.
Now the nice thing about this pattern is it is knit flat, and then it shows you in the pattern how to make it have the twist. But the interesting thing is it uses a smaller size needle than you normally would use with the yarn. And once again, we've got Charisma was the blue one, and Charisma tweed, which is the other one. It makes it denser, so it's going to be warm on your ears, which is the plan.
Nice.
So that's that pattern. Now that's by the Home of Yarns. So that's that one. Now, what else do I have in my pile of goodies? Okay, the next thing that I have is the Riverlands Bandana Cowl, and that's by Melissa Mayhew. And what I did when we were in Stratford, this looks tiny, but it fits really nicely, is I got from Songbird Yarn and Fibers. I had to do a little bit of adjusting. The pattern itself calls for super bulky, and this yarn is bulky. And so I had to change up some stitches, but it worked out well. May's had this on. It just sits nice. It would be great under a coat in the winter. It's not going to be too bulky. And this is a Cerulean Warbler. And
Now I think
love
I'll
these
wear
colors.
this next podcast so you can see what this looks like on,
Right.
because right here it doesn't look very, like it looks
It
nice.
looks like a little bandana.
Yeah, but I think I'll put that on next podcast to give you an idea what that's
Oh,
gonna
that's
look
a great
like.
idea.
Yeah,
I think that's a
I
great
love the
idea.
colors of that. That's great.
Well, they are your colors, which is why we picked that yarn. So that is that one. Now, what else? So many things. Now, I also have another Bombini cowl.
This is another one of my favorites.
There we are. So I just finished up, if you recall last podcast, I said I have enough white and then I have enough navy, and so I made another one.
You know what? This is really nice to sell because you know how you do the bulky.
Right.
And this
Right.
is not bulky because not everybody wants the bulky
No,
look.
that's right.
I know it's easier to sell because you
Yep.
can knit it up faster, but I really like this because it's not bulky.
Exactly. And that's the Bombini cowl by KF Jones of the Bakery Bears, and I use Barocco Comfort DK.
And you know what? You can't ever go wrong with navy and white.
Yep, that's
You
May's
really
expression.
can't. You
That's
can't.
right.
You can't.
She's the color lady, so she knows. All right.
It's classic.
It is. Okay, what else do I have in my pile of goodies? All right, I have a pair of socks. There we go, and those are the Larch Peds by Laura Nelkin. These socks are amazing, by the way. The yarn is spun right round, tough sock. Lovely. Now, what I really like is right back here. There's a videos attached to that pattern. It's ribbed. There's a provisional cast on. It gives you extra layering back there, and for me, it helps. I just like that's the
then
kind
it'll
of socks.
slip down.
Exactly.
If you've got that little extra space,
That's right.
It kind of grips in and it doesn't slide down your
Exactly.
ankle, which is great.
Exactly.
Great idea.
So I might, if I'm making shorty socks for me, I might do that again.
Now
I
you
really
don't
like that.
sell socks because it's just too time consuming and
That
you wouldn't
is
be able
very
to make
true.
any money selling socks.
That's right.
But there are people out there that do sell socks, but I
Yeah.
think they use sock machines and different things.
Sometimes they do.
Yeah.
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 So I'm really happy. Those turned out really well. The pattern is well written. So
Yeah. Nice.
loved them. Okay.
And now if you do want to attempt socks, I'm not a knitter, but I think this would be much nicer. You'd be quicker to see quicker results with a shorty sock rather
That's
than
right.
the long sock.
You are correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Because the length of the leg is almost a full other sock to knit.
You think I hung out with a knitter or
You
something?
maybe don't know. Okay. Now my last finished objects are some of the basic pom-pom beanies. And once again, we're working with, well, there's a couple of yarns. One is Bernat Softy Chunky. It's not quite as soft as the Charisma. And the other one is the Charisma.
Now
Violets and
these
Threads.
yarns that you're talking about here, they're all available really in Canada all over, or are they just
Yes, the Bernat and the Charisma, yes.
common kind of
Yeah, absolutely.
yarns?
So here we go. So we've got them all pom-pommed. They've got their labels on them.
The little tags. I like the little tags. We get those little tags
From Brick Bubble. And they come quickly. They're great.
It just makes it look so much more professional when you have that little tag on there.
Exactly. And then this one. Okay, so I'm going to let you feel the difference. If you hold up this one,
This
the
one?
brown one.
This one?
Nope, the brown one. I guess it's taupe, technically. Okay, so feel that one.
Right.
And then feel this one.
Oh, this feels much nicer.
This is the Charisma.
Oh, okay.
So
I mean, not that it's
No.
terrible.
I know.
It's just that if you close your eyes and felt them both,
Yeah,
this
it's a
was a little
different,
softer,
and that's
yeah.
the Bernat. So it depends on the colors you can get. You can see the pom-poms here a little floppier because this doesn't have the same bulkiness as that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they still turned out nice.
I
They
love
still
them.
both are very nice. Yeah.
And the funny thing is, that's how I remember where things are. And rumor has it, I didn't remember to take it off. So I'll take that one off.
That's great.
There we go. So our booth is almost sitting in front of us right now. But anytime I can do a little something, I usually can get a hat, even if I get the hat part done in a night and then do the pom-poms and the label the next day. It's working out well.
Yeah, that's great.
And this is one of my favorites, this lovely taupe color, because it looks like a little teddy bear when it's on a little person.
Now these sell quite well, do they?
Yes, they did. They sold quite well at the booth.
There you go.
So that's that. I'm sorry, I kind of mounded things up in front of me. So those are my finished objects. And May, how about you in finished objects?
I do have a few finished objects. I showed you my table last time, and
That's
I'm hoping
right.
to finish the video to get that up so Colleen could put a link in there.
Right.
That was quite and you might learn something from if you want to refinish something. I mean, if I can do it, you can do it too. And I have a couple other little things that we can show in our craft section because we haven't really traveled anywhere
That's right.
lately.
But we're thinking about it.
We've got some plans to be traveling
Exactly.
this summer in Northern Ontario, so
Yeah.
we're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
We haven't traveled too far,
No.
but I have some crafts I've been working for in the garage. So
Okay.
we'll get at
The garage. It's not freezing
section.
anymore. She can get
Yes.
out to the garage. She's a happy lady.
It's great.
Okay, so those are our finished objects, and next we're going to talk about works in progress. My first work in progress is another one of the basic pom-pom beanies by Destiny Meyer. And it is that color that I love. That's Bernat Softy Chunky, and it is in the taupe. And we're just working it around. And
How
it's
easy are these to knit?
You know what? The pattern is great. Because it's a bulky weight yarn, it knits up quick. The pom-poms take some time, and you have to make sure it's nice and tight, but it's easy to do. Like if you're wanting to make a hat for a wee person, I've got my niece is expecting a baby, but it's in June, so I'm not sure that that's
Right.
the right thing to send, but you never know. You could add it to the back.
Yep.
So that is that. It should be done, I would expect, by this evening. Okay, depending. Now, my last work in progress has been knit almost twice. So it is called the Larch, and that's by R. Toland. Now, I started this out in a variegated yarn, and I got quite a bit knit, and I looked at it, and it was beautiful yarn, and I think it's going to make fantastic socks, but it just didn't show the texture and the lace that was involved. And so I ripped it out. I kind of showed May, I said, May, I don't think this is working. And so I thought, it's not worth it. Like I've knit about this much, I don't need to knit anymore. We'll get it through. So what I went down is into my stash. Isn't it happy when I get to go into my stash?
I like it when you go to your stash. But Colleen goes down to her stash and it still looks like, but you can pull a couple of things.
I can. I'm just waiting.
She doesn't know what I'm going to say.
I'm waiting. Here it comes. It's a big stash. Let's be honest. I know that.
Well, we have a podcast, and every time we go to a yarn store, you have to purchase something, so it kind of piles up after a few years.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
We'll leave it at that, then, Colleen.
Okay, so good. So this was purchased when we were in Michigan, and that was before COVID.
Wow.
That long ago. So this
Memory.
is called, memories for sure. This is Ba yarn, so it's B-A-A-H, and it's La Hola, I think, or yeah, I think that's how you would say it. And it's lovely.
In Michigan, from what I remember, was a great store there. That lady was really nice.
Yes. So here we go. Now it's hard to see because I don't want to pull it because I don't want to leave it. So you can see all the lace at the bottom. And with the variegated yarn, it just wasn't showing. It wasn't nice. But this is going to be nice under a black coat. And I have I'm playing yarn chicken. If you see me stressed out a little bit, I'm playing yarn chicken. Now the nice thing, but I think I've got it. I mean, I've got maybe 2 rows to do, so I think I'm going to be able to do it. And I just have to make sure I've got enough to do the bind off. So wish me luck with my yarn chicken.
Good luck with that.
Thank you. Now this is a free pattern, and it's called a quick and easy scarflet. I will let you know that the pattern, the lace part is charted only. So if you haven't done that before, it might be better to find a pattern that is charted and written out so that you can see how the two relate. But if you like reading from charts, this is perfect, and it's free. So that was great. So I had it in my stash, which isn't technically free, but it was free for me to grab. And then this was a nice pattern, and I love the lace. It looks really, really nice.
Now, could you knit this on the car? Is this a car kind of knitting?
You could knit the first part in the car, and to be honest with you, once I tweaked into how the chart was working, I was a little worried about it, but I didn't need to worry about it. You get into a rhythm, and there's a place in the pattern where by the time you get to the middle, you'll know exactly of that row. You'll know exactly if you're on track. And so that's helpful because every once in a while I think, oh, I don't think, and then I'd get to the middle and I was in good shape. So I did have a bit of an issue because it's a free pattern, so I can tell you. So there are 4 eyelets or yarn overs, and I was busy working my way back. I didn't see it right away, so I must have knit another 3 rows, and I looked and there were only 3 holes instead of 4 holes. And I thought, oh, I can do this. And so I went to rip it down, just that stitch, and it didn't work for me. I ended up having to rip the rows out, but I was okay. I'd rather have it right because only I would notice that one hole that isn't there, but I didn't want to.
You would know.
I would know, that's for sure.
Okay,
and
great.
May, how about you? Works in progress?
Well, I can talk about those in the crafts section. And yeah, lots going on.
Okay, so next we're going to talk about our craft adventure.
Colleen and I have been up to a lot of projects. One of the projects we are been up to is our pickleball project. I guess we could call that a project. We've taken a lesson. We've been in a couple of tournaments.
Yes,
we came in 3rd on level 3 tournament, and we also came in 3rd in a dinking tournament. And if you're a pickleball player, you know what I'm talking about. And we're pretty excited about that. Then we had a lesson after that, which was good, and we're learning how to do the top spin. So we got a machine off Amazon. It hasn't arrived yet, and it's going to help us with our top spin, and hopefully that will help us out. So we've been practicing a lot with our pickleball, and that's been kind of time consuming.
That's right.
Being in these tournaments, we're hoping to get back into doing more crafts. But even that being said, Colleen, with the pickleballing, we've been working in the garage, and you've been sewing and knitting in the evenings.
That's right.
So we have been able to do it. We just haven't had time for the podcast. So that being said, what have you been up to?
Well, at our last craft fair, I sold a number of my tea towels. So I wanted to make some more, and we have lots. But we'll show you the pile. So if you hold up those 2 piles, so this is what I've got done since the last podcast. Now, I'm just holding those up, not to say see what I did, but just to show you that the towel that you decide, I get 2 out of 1 tea towel, which is great. So it really changes up depending on what kind of tea towel you get. So there's some like this, there's just a neutral one, there's some with some animal prints on them, there's some with some veggies on them. Like, it's amazing how different they look, even though it's the same thing.
Right. And these are our big seller. People look for these. Exactly. And also the way Colleen does them, you use cotton for the top.
Exactly. It's Bernat Handicrafter.
Which doesn't stretch when you...
Exactly.
And we use them all the time.
Exactly.
We have 2 on our stove.
Yep.
And we wash them continuously,
That's
and
right.
they've been there forever, and
Yeah.
they wear out they wear really well.
That's right.
And like some people want them super thick. These aren't super thick, but they're thick enough that that's all you
Exactly.
need for your
That's
hands.
right.
They're great. So yeah, big seller. Big seller. People
Exactly.
look for them. One lady came to the table once and said, "I was wondering who was selling these because I can't find any." So
Exactly. Well, and she was trying to decide which one. That's what she was doing. And so she said, "Oh, I really like that one." So I said, "Okay." She goes, "I'll take all 4." I went, "Oh, I didn't realize that that's what was going on." So we're going to tuck these away. They'll be ready for our next craft fair, which is probably going to be in the fall, I think.
right,
So
we're
we'll
getting
tuck
that
those
ready.
away. So my hands can get tired. And so I thought, well, what else can I do?
This
So-
is a little rough on the hands, is it? Like this
no,
dries
you know
your
what?
hands out?
It's a repetitive motion. So crochet does this a lot. And so I could do probably two in a night, but then the back of my hand gets a little tired just from this motion. And I'm also playing pickleball with my right hand, so get a little
And
tired.
also, if you are interested, Colleen has a tutorial on
That's right.
step by step on how to do one of these.
Exactly, and I can
So
link that below.
Yeah,
for
that,
sure.
that'd be great.
Okay, so
if you haven't
that's
seen that already.
So crochet, knitting, and then I thought, well, I have lots of fabric because I love fabric, and I'll go to a store and I'll find some fabric. I'll go, okay.
So
So
we have a yarn stash, and we have a fabric stash, and we have a wood stash.
yes, we do. We're just
so-
stashed.
It's a good thing we're not drug addicts. We'd be in a lot of trouble.
We would be. It's okay.
So
We're
our
in
stash
healthy, good-
is healthy. So
That's right. That's right. So I decided to try one more time to make a bowl cozy, which I did. Love the fabric. So these are reversible. So there's the part. Now these can be used if you're having ice cream and you don't want your hand to get cold, or if you're having soup and you don't want your hand to get too hot. So all you have to do is flip it inside out and give all those parts in the middle a bit of a push. Yep, that's it. Look at her go.
There they go.
She's my Vanna.
So if it's
There we are.
dirty on the one side, you just flip it out and you get the
That is
wash.
not what I was suggesting, but anyway.
No, but yes. But also, when you go in the microwave, our microwave's a little higher.
It is. It's out.
And it's a
over
little
the stove.
dangerous. So this is perfect when you have a bowl of soup, a
Exactly.
little thing. Or if we're sitting at on the couch having
Yeah.
dinner, this is perfect.
So important to know, if you're going to put something in the microwave, you need to use 100% cotton thread, and you have to use a batting that's 100% cotton.
Oh,
It can't have any synthetic in it.
Oh, okay. Why will it start sparking or something?
The polyester can melt in the thread.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's very clear if you ever go and watch a video or something, they'll do that. And there's lots on YouTube that
Right.
can do that. I'm hopefully going to make a YouTube video about how to do that one.
Oh, okay. That's great.
You can buy templates, and so you just have to trace it. This one is just made from a square of fabric, and you have to cut out parts. There's no template.
is it an easy sew?
It is. You need to have, when you're going through 2 layers of fabric and 4 layers of fabric and 2 layers of batting, when you do the top stitching,
Oh, okay.
it's a little thick. But I have a little gizmo, which I'll show when I do
Your tutorial.
the tutorial, that helps you get over those lumpy parts.
Perfect.
Okay, so that's that.
Nice. Cute.
So yesterday, I decided, it was kind of rainy. I thought, well, I'm going to go down and see what I can.
I fell asleep on the couch.
Yeah, I see. I wasn't going to tell her. I wasn't going to tell her.
And I think I was snoring. I think it was annoying. So Colleen thought, I'm not sitting here listening to bass. So you went down the basement.
And I
then you
had seen this thing on Instagram, and I thought, I think I can do that. So I made a little, it's for your credit cards. You can put a little cash in the center. So it's just got a snap. I've got lots of snaps.
I see you put one of our tags on there.
Yeah, MC
it
Knitting
says
Advent-
MC Knitting Adventures, which is cute.
That's right.
And Snap works great. You know what I love about this?
Okay.
Is this. Voila.
I know. It's
Isn't
fun.
that great?
Yeah,
I
really
love this.
like it.
I'm forever looking for something that fits in my pocket.
Right.
And I don't want to always take my wallet. I just
Right.
want to slip my credit cards.
Your driver's
and a driver's
license,
license. And this is perfect for that. They fit perfectly
Yep,
in there.
and I did. I put in my cards, I put in my cash, and it's, so I know the first time through, and it's funny how you don't realize what you don't have, if that makes any sense. So the pattern itself on Instagram had the sizes in metric. Every measuring thing that I have that's quilting does not have metric on it. So I thought, well, I was a math teacher. I know I can do the conversion, but sometimes you get decimals and I wasn't sure, but I'm happy with that. So I know what to do. And it's lovely.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Now,
Yes, my dear.
the trick is how much would you pay for that? Like how much would you
That-
charge? That's the question. So if you have any ideas, what would you pay for that? Like, that's the trick, right?
Right.
There's not a lot of material, but it's not about the material. It's about the details.
Yeah, and
that
there's
you're paying for.
interfacing
Yes.
and there's, it's hard.
So, but you don't want to charge too much that they
Right.
won't sell, and you don't want to charge too little so that your time in that, like I can see
Exactly.
the time put into that.
Yeah.
So if you have any ideas or whatever you would pay for that, if you could let us know, that would be great. Just so we have an idea, because we've never sold anything like that before.
No. So anyway, that was my afternoon yesterday, and I was so thrilled. I said, "May, look what I did!" And she's kind of like, "Whoa!"
I love it though. I really can't wait to have one.
Okay.
I can't wait to have one.
Yes,
So
I think I'm giving her that one.
yes.
I don't know if
Like
she
it.
wants something so flowery.
Yeah,
you like
maybe
it?
maybe not. Maybe something. I know there's lots of fabric. I could maybe pick something.
Yes, maybe
Yeah.
that would be the way to go.
Yeah, that's great.
So that is my crafting adventure. And May, how about you?
Well, I have been able to get into the garage. I've got so many projects on the go. I just don't know where to start. Like, what happens to me is I have an idea and I don't have any patterns or anything. And then I go in the garage and I try to design and cut the wood at the same time. Things don't always work out.
Right.
Which is
That
kind of funny.
happens.
And so then I go on to another project and
Right.
I think about it and I see what kind of wood I have. And at the end of the day, I don't have anything finished.
But you have lots
But
of
I've got
things
all
in
pieces
progress.
of wood all over the place.
They're called works in progress. There we go.
That's it. So this is one of the works in progresses that I have. I'm gonna.
She's making me shoes.
Yeah, I'm making you a pair of wooden shoes. We're Dutch.
That's right.
These are gonna be. I'm going. See, my head is nautical. I'm going with the nautical theme. I want
Okay.
things to be kind of blue and white and
Right,
beachy and
right.
beach signs
Yeah.
and that kind of thing, and hooks and
Right.
and different things. And so this wasn't really my idea. I saw this idea somewhere where you put up sandals. Like I'm going to put the I don't know what you call these straps in here.
Right,
I'm going
right.
to paint these blue and white.
Right.
I'm going to put little hooks on these.
Okay.
So if you have towels or whatever, beach towels.
Oh,
but
brilliant.
They're going to be on the back of something. I'm going to put strips of wood
Okay.
here and
That's
have
right.
4 of them on the back. If you can
Right.
visualize that.
I can.
Visualize that.
There we go.
And so that's kind of a work in progress. That was kind of in
Oh,
my
I
head.
like that idea.
Yeah. So that was one thing I got cut out, and with the scrap wood I have, I'm kind of testing what kind of woods.
Oh, excellent.
I have a lot of prototypes.
Prototypes are good.
because I'm using up some of my stash.
Right,
So
exactly.
these are and see what kind of.
That's
size we
right.
can do. Also, you saw the paddles I think last
Look at this.
video.
It's great.
And I painted this one just to test it out. Now what I think I'll do is paint down the sides of the next paddle I have.
Okay.
Or I might just finish this up by painting down the sides.
Right.
Now here's my dilemma and here's where I'd like your help. When there is white, you know how you get a clear finish?
Right.
If any of you know how to get a clear finish without this yellowing would be helpful.
Oh, that's right.
I've gone on YouTube. They say, some people will say shellac and then put on your clear varnish would help, but I just don't want to lose that bright white
I know, because it's
look,
really nice.
Then maybe the only other thing is just to leave it or
Right, right.
maybe try that Odie's oil.
Oh, that's a good
Try
idea.
that.
Because it does,
To
it's
see,
beautiful.
yeah. So we'll make a bunch of these. I made quite a few of them actually. I just haven't gotten them painted up. But this is the only one I painted up just to see how it's going to turn out. And I think I'll make them different lengths. I think I'll make it a little bit longer. I think I'll make it a little bit shorter. I'm also trying another experiment. If you don't know, Colleen,
Oh, I don't know. Listen careful.
piece of wood
Okay.
and 2 pieces down here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to resin the bottom because.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And then I'm not using an expensive piece of wood for this little piece here.
Right, that makes
But
sense.
if it doesn't look right, then I won't continue to do that.
Right,
It's just
right,
a
right.
cheaper way of doing it.
Right.
Anyway, that is that.
Not cheap, less expensive.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Less expensive. Now this one, this is kind of neat. I like this boat. I got this at a flea market or a secondhand store.
Okay.
And it didn't have any shelves, so I was busy putting in the
Talented
shelves
lady.
for that.
Yep.
And then I'm going to put our soap. We have Great Lakes soap, and I
Right.
thought that'll go with the nautical theme.
That is perfect.
So I've got a whole theme thing going on here. We'll see how that works out.
Very
And so
nice.
that's what my brain's been doing, and kind of up to different things. I'm hoping to have different projects for our next podcast to show you. So,
That sounds great.
yeah, so that's what I've been up to, Colleen.
Okay, that's our craft adventure, and next we're going to talk about souvenirs. Okay, May, any souvenirs for you?
I had a souvenir. We bought a bandsaw, and I haven't taken it out of the box, and I just recently had it taken out of the box. And you and I were kind of fiddling around with the blade because I kind of I don't read instructions. I pulled the wrong
doesn't.
lever and the blade came off. And I don't know if you've had a bandsaw before, but the blade is like this circular thing that goes on two wheels.
It's very neat.
It is kind of cool, but Colleen and I took about some cursing, of course, on my part. We finally got the blade back on and got it working, and and I love that new toy. So it's a great toy, and it's awesome. It's going to be a great addition to the workshop.
Perfect. Now, while May was out cursing in the garage, we had gentlemen helping us with our furnace, which it just ended up being the thermostat that was a problem. I was kind of sitting in the middle of this, and these guys trying to figure out what was wrong. I thought, oh, this is a fun day at our house. But we got, you were smart. You decided I'm going to take a little bit of time away, and then
I went back at it,
went back
cursed
at
some more,
Yeah.
took a little time away, went back at it.
and then we figured out there was this other knob we hadn't played with too much.
Right,
we
and
got
we
it
got
figured
figured out.
Okay, so that's that.
But the good thing is now I know everything about this tool. Like I
Yes,
know
I know.
what every knob does.
That's right.
And so that was a good thing, because otherwise I wouldn't have known.
No.
And then, so it's just worked out really well.
Now, have you tried to use it?
I've used it, and it cuts like butter. It's like so amazing. Like I'm
Yeah.
so happy with it.
Yeah. May came in the house school. It's like butter. It's like butter.
It's like butter.
And she had a smile on her face. I
Yes,
thought, good.
good.
Because at some point in time in the day, she was going, I'm taking it back. I just can't figure it out. But you
We
did
got
it.
We got
you
it.
did it.
Yeah.
We call it perseverance.
Yeah.
Okay. Determination. We like those two words.
And what did you have for souvenirs?
Well, speaking of perseverance. So I had looked at things from Thread and Maple, and they have all kinds of interesting things. They have big needle cases. They have big binders you can get. And I knew they're lovely. And I knew I didn't want to put the money into that. But I thought, I'm forever going in the car with you and thinking it would be nice to have something that just takes what I need. So scissors, needle, and I had little plastic Tupperware things, but I thought this would work nicely.
And the fact that you're saying scissors, we had scissors in the car in a little cup that we have in there,
Yep.
and couldn't find. I thought I don't cut anything in the car.
So
I'm too busy
it was
driving.
my fault.
So but we didn't say that out loud.
No. Well, we knew that's what she was meaning.
But I'm like, I don't cut things. So where are these scissors? Couldn't find the scissors. Couldn't find the scissors. Then one day, going to play pickleball, I dropped my water bottle behind the seat, and lo and behold, what did we find? The scissors. And so the scissors are in the car. But I think you're about to show us something that's a little bit more. It's not going to go behind the seat. But
No,
we
no,
can't
no.
lose them because
No.
these are very loose.
That's right. So this is a little leather pouch. Well, there's no pouch to it. So it's got magnets on it, and it opens up. And there's a pair of nice, sharp, like embroidery scissors. And then there's two darning needles. And then, so this snaps like that. And then this part in here, and this will loosen up a little bit. It has some stitch markers in it. And you can put whatever you want in there that fits. And so that's just a nice, easy thing. And I thought, oh, I really liked it. And I've been looking at this, however long Thread and Maple's been, I've been looking at that. And I thought, I'm just going to go for it.
It's nice leather.
It's
Like
beautiful. Now, I thought, this is a Cocoa Knits, and it's a stitch fixer. And I thought, okay, this is way too long. And if I put it in here, it's just going to end up
That looks like
slipping
an
through.
accident waiting to happen.
But metal, magnets. So what I did was I tucked it down in here and went that way. So what's nice is the magnet picks up that end. This closes. It does stick out a bit, but it doesn't fall out.
Right.
The magnet holds it in place.
Wow,
So that I thought was pretty cool.
that's neat. Yeah.
So that's
Great
that.
for the car.
And the one thing in Canada we know is about shipping. And so I thought, well, I'm going to buy myself another little treat. Sometimes I just buy myself a little treat. So this, what's this, May?
Is it a raincoat?
Now that would be a leather raincoat. I don't think that's
No,
it.
you know, I thought maybe you open it up and a raincoat pops out.
No raincoat.
Now a little bag?
Nope.
Well, you're going to have to explain that one to me.
Are you ready?
Oh, wow.
Exactly. It's a tape measure.
That'd be great for your pocket, you know, to slip in
Well.
your pocket when you go into the store and...
Yes.
Wow.
So because shipping is expensive in Canada, I thought I'm just going to get those two little things. They're going to slip into a knitting bag, and then we're good to go on our adventures.
Nice. Nice for
Okay,
the car.
and the thread and maple, they are lovely. They did send me maple candy, which I haven't eaten yet. I will definitely share it with you if you
Okay.
want me to cut it in half. But they do great work. And is that the only treat I'm going to get from them? Probably. But I really like it, and I'm happy that I did it.
Nice.
Yep.
Good,
So
they're-
that's
they're
my
nice.
souvenir.
Good.
So we have been busy. You've been in the garage, and she is a happy camper. I've been in the house doing my knitting and sewing and all kinds of things.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to, I got to get back to making soap. It's just, we kind of looked at each other and went, oh my goodness, like we know it's May, it's the middle of May, and we
I
got
know.
things we have to do.
Yes, we do. And maybe I should mention on pickleball I had a little bit of a fall.
Oh,
and
yes.
and so that kind of set us back a little bit.
That's true.
Just my ankle, my wrist.
Just.
Just my
Just.
ankle. I fell on my wrist. I kind of went for a ball, twisted my foot. My foot's okay. My ankle's okay. Landed on my wrist,
Right.
which is a little bit not okay. And so it prevented me from doing some work in the garage
Right.
because I can't, even now, I
Right.
can't really put a lot of pressure on it. It's still a little bit sore and swollen. So that
Yeah.
kind of set us back a little bit, but it hasn't stopped me from playing pickleball.
No.
Hasn't stopped me from doing some. That's why I was painting that paddle because I
Right,
thought
right.
I don't have to cut
She
wood.
is not good at sitting still. I'm just saying she's not good at sitting still. So we're glad that you're now going to be
Yeah,
able
but
to
you
do
find
it.
other things to
Exactly.
do when you're kind
Yeah.
of infirmed, I guess.
Exactly.
And but we're back at it again, and
Exactly.
we're looking forward to having a lot more podcasts, a lot more experiences. So we're so glad that you're here watching, and we just appreciate you very much.
Yeah.
Also, somebody had mentioned about I had my table collapse, and I bought that Odie's oil,
Oh.
and it was $80, $90 for a little jar. And of all the things I could have broken in the garage, I've never broken anything in the garage. I broke this little jar of oil all over the place. Anyway, Colleen rescued me. She got me a little mason jar, and
Yeah.
I saved what I could. It was like every little ounce of it.
Exactly.
So I saved what I could, but how the table collapsed, somebody asked me, and I didn't get an opportunity to respond, and I
right.
apologize for that. But what happened was, it was on those horses, you know,
Yeah.
the horses that kind of go like this.
Right.
And I had wood on top, and it was just kind of like makeshift table
Right,
kind of thing.
right.
Not makeshift, but you know, the horses.
Yeah.
And they weren't really secured with the bottom
Okay,
here.
yeah.
And the horses collapsed, and then the table just
Yeah.
went flat down, and then the oil was on there, and the jar was on there, and it was smashed on the garage floor.
Yeah.
So that's my life. And if it's
All I
not-
heard was, I need a mason jar.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was one catastrophe.
Right.
And so I thought, okay, that's it. I mean, what
No
else
more
can you do?
catastrophes.
So then I had a sealer, and I was trying some different things with some sealer, and the sealer's white. And I went to put the lid on it with my hand being sore.
Oh, okay.
I picked it up with this hand, and I went like this with it, because this hand couldn't take it. It was
Right.
too heavy.
Right.
And all the white came all over. And I'm glad Colleen wasn't in the garage.
Yeah,
There
she didn't
was-
even talk to me about this
there
one
was-
until she came in.
Yeah, there was white everywhere on the floor of the garage, and all. It was a mess. So I had to get on my hands and knees and clean up the garage floor with that. So I thought, oh, please, please, no more, no more.
No
and
more.
all with my hand is sore.
I would have
And-
helped. You do realize it would have helped you.
I know you would have, but I
Yeah.
thought, I didn't even want you to see that mess. That was something else. So I thought, I'm just
you.
a disaster waiting to happen, but hopefully that's it for this
Right.
summer. I don't have any more messes to clean up.
No, that's for sure.
So, yeah. So that's that story, and
Alrighty.
yeah.
So thanks so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, give us a thumbs up, comment down below. let us know if you know what kind of sealer May should use over top of her paint so it doesn't yellow. Because anything you can do to help us out, that would be great.
Yes.
And you had mentioned about the price of that little wallety kind of
Right.
thing. I'm going to take a look on Etsy. We'll see what happens. But we always try to give people a good price. We don't want to overcharge.
But also maybe if you don't know the price of that, what would
Yeah.
you be willing to pay for that?
Oh, that's a great way to say it. Exactly.
Like what would you be willing to pay for that?
Yeah.
Like would be, I don't know, $10 too much, $3 too little,
Yeah.
give us some ideas because we
Okay.
have no idea.
That's right. And please subscribe if you haven't already done so, because we like doing this for you and it really helps us.
Yes, so when we get to 2,000 subscribers,
Giveaway,
I think we giveaway, and we're looking forward to that. So
That's right.
please subscribe. We'd really appreciate that.
Yeah. And until next time.